Hi there, Chris from TotallyEV, and here I'm doing a dedicated audio review of the new Audi A3. If you want a detailed review of the vehicle itself, more specifically the plug-in hybrid TFSIe, make sure you check it up on your pop-up banner or you're following the links down in the description below or the pinned comments. Now to kick things off, we have to talk about its audio configuration. And as standard across the entire trim range, at least at the time of filming and in the UK, you have got a 10-speaker, 260-watt Audi audio system. You've got audio drivers that are positioned at the front and rear of the cabin, a center audio driver, and also a subwoofer. However, if you do want to up the ante, you might want to go for the technology pack, which will set you back between £1,400 to £2,000. This will give you a 15-speaker, 680-watt Sonos 3D premium audio system. Now, to be more specific over here, you have got mid-range drivers within the extremity of the dashboard. You've got tweeters within the A-pillars. Then you have also got woofers that are found within each of the front doors. Then you've also got woofers that are found within the rear doors and also tweeters. And then you've also got mid-range drivers that are found within the C-pillars. To complement the system, you've also got a subwoofer that's located in the boot, therefore giving you a tally of 15 speakers. Now for you to tinker around with the audio drivers, you want to navigate on the 10.1-inch display, and within the sound tab, I have reduced 2 notches by the treble EQ. I've left the bass untouched, but added a couple of notches to the subwoofer. The balance and fader are in terms of their center position and the focus on all. I've added 1 notch in terms of surround level, but left 3D sound disabled. And as for the speed dependent volume, I've left it at roughly the center point. Of course, these are my subjective settings, but I'll explain why I've actually done these further down in this video. Now for you to connect up to the infotainment system, you have got Bluetooth, with the SBC and AAC codec supported. However, if you do want higher quality playback, specifically with tracks that are found on your phone, then you'll want to use Android Auto or Apple CarPlay, which are both supported on the Audi A3. Now, in terms of the overall cabin noise, here you'll find the objective measurements on your screen. Subjectively, what I'll say is that the vehicle does do a decent job, both at lower and higher speeds, although you do have a little bit of extra rolling noise and a little bit of extra wind noise that can be heard on the motorway. Still, in the grand scheme of things, it's actually relatively serene, especially for a hybrid. Now, with all that said and done, let's get on to an audio demo. I'll be placing the camera and microphone around the cabin and playing back a track. It's from Priya J and it's titled Like Me. So I appreciate an audio demo over YouTube is not quite ideal, especially using my microphones, but I thought to provide it as it gives you a taster as to what to expect. Now subjectively, as someone who's reviewed over 130 in-car audio systems and over 800 audio-related devices, I can't say that I'm overly impressed, but neither am I disappointed about the audio system that is found within the Audi A3. Now let me expand. First off, in terms of the sub-bass tones, in other words, that low-end rumble that you'll come to love or enjoy in some more bass-orientated tracks, well, it's certainly there. By adding a few notches via the subwoofer EQ, well, you'll have a little bit of that extra low-end growl, and that's because of the subwoofer that's positioned within the boot. Of course, if you're a little bit of a bass head, you might want to add a few extra notches, or of course, if you're listening to more classical music, then feel free to reduce it. The overall cabin size of the Audi A3 really does complement that subwoofer as well. Now, in terms of the overall mid-bass, I think it's been done to perfection. Here, the woofers that are positioned within each of the 4 doors do a good job by not only giving you good, precise and control, but also good sort of sound without sounding too overwhelming or bloated. Indeed, over here, I didn't add any sort of notches via the bass EQ because for the music that I was listening to, for example, EDM or R&B music, I felt it was actually perfectly tuned. Now, where I do feel it falters is when it comes to its overall mid-range reproduction. It's quite recessed and pushed back. Now, you might be saying, wait a second, Chris, why did you reduce the treble then? Why didn't you just add a few notches via the treble EQ, in other words, to bring out that mid-range? Well, the simple answer is because the overall sound is actually pretty sibilant and harsh. I'll be touching upon this very shortly when it comes to the high-end extension, but as a result of this, it meant that I actually had to take a few notches off the treble EQ in order not to get sort of that ear fatigue. And as a result of this, it meant that I had an even more recessed and V-shaped sound signature. Indeed, over here, the overall mid-range is not its forte, despite having dedicated mid-range drivers both at the front and rear of the cabin. It's quite disappointing that Sonos, or indeed Audi, have not provided you those dedicated controls via the infotainment system. So yes, indeed, when it comes to the highs, they do extend relatively well, but in terms of the default EQ, in my opinion, they just feel a bit too sibilant. Of course, if you're a little bit of a harder hearing or a little bit older than myself, then potentially over here the overall default EQ will suffice. But for someone like myself who's got relatively sensitive hearing, I felt it to be too overwhelming and gave me way too much ear fatigue, especially while driving at speed, where the speed-dependent volume would also kick in and therefore kind of bolster the overall sound frequency range as well. Now, in terms of the overall soundstage, here I actually think it's actually done pretty well, because you have got quite a number of audio drivers that are dotted around the cabin. And as you've got, again, that relatively smaller cabin within the A3, it feels actually pretty engaging. The instrument separation is there thanks to the differentiation of the drivers that you have got, and also the overall width and depth, well, you just feel pretty well engaged with the music that you're consuming. Effectively, I've got no real complaints in this department. Although it's worth pointing out over here, there is the 3D sound that you might want to enable. Here I actually felt that having it disabled resulted in the best sort of audio reproduction because it didn't give me that sort of fishbowl or artificial sound. But I did adjust the surround levels by a few notches in order to add that extra bit of dynamism, namely from the rear of the cabin. Here, of course, if you do want a little bit of extra engagement, then you might want to play around with that 3D sound, but just bear in mind what I did mention. It really does hamper the overall mid-range reproduction, for example. Now, effectively, what I'm trying to highlight over here is that the sound system that's comprised within the Audi A3, namely the Sonos audio system, is a definite worthwhile upgrade over the stock 10-speaker audio system. It's not exactly going to set your world alight, but it's certainly a good sound system that audiophiles or music lovers will appreciate. And as a result, it gets our Audio Approved award. Now, it's not to say that it's perfect. As I've highlighted throughout this review, I think there are certain improvements that could have been done. As simple as providing a dedicated EQ in terms of the mid-range and the high frequencies via the infotainment systems would have not gone amiss. Of course, you can have some apps that will give you some dedicated EQ controls as well, and that's something that you might want to consider doing or indeed playing around with. But the fact that manufacturers not provided that is baffling to say the least. Effectively, what I'm trying to say over here is that it does a decent job, but those serious audiophiles out there might be left a little bit disappointed. Now, I'd be curious to know what you make of the audio system that's comprised within the Audi A3, be it in terms of the stock 10-speaker or the upgraded Sonos 15-speaker system. Do let me know down in the comment section below. If you've enjoyed this detailed independent review, definitely do consider dropping a like, subscribing and hitting that bell notification, all of which would be greatly appreciated. As such, I've been Chris from TotallyEV, and I'll hopefully see you next one. Take care of yourselves, and goodbye.